Happy morning to one and all present here. This is PM Ranjapriya from KRM Public School, Chennai. Today I am going to present a topic from NCF Chapter 5, Choosing, Organizing, Contextualizing, Content for Teaching. From this we have taken few key topics, developing a syllabus, principles of content selection, ways of organizing contents, TLMs, books and textbooks, learning environment. First we will see what is developing a syllabus. Developing a syllabus is entirely, it should match with the learning outcome of a child. Collecting information from the specific topic and organizing the ideas to the topic which is related to that, drafting and receiving and reflecting. So the complete thing of developing a syllabus is it should meet with the learning outcome of a child. This NCF put down the curricular goals and competencies to be achieved and gives guiding principles for content selection, pedagogical approaches relevant for the stage. And when we are selecting a syllabus, a child should get a clear and a good idea about the content, and we should have a thing to sequence the content. So finally it should reach the learning outcome of a child. Selecting the specific idea. For example, when we are selecting addition as a concept, we have to find out whether the materials are there to just show the child with that materials whether the child will be reaching the content or not. So that is developing a syllabus. Developing syllabus should articulate the sequence of activities and learning experiences. Next, principles of content selection. Principles, there should be a certain principles to when we are developing a syllabus. First one is self-sufficiency. A child should understand, or the child should have a comfortable zone to understand the topic. To help the learners attain the maximum self-sufficiency. Gives the chance to the students for the experiential learning. Instead of writing on the board or instead of giving a lecture method, when we are giving some type of materials to the child, for example again addition, when we are giving all these materials to the child, he or she will be just explore the materials and they will be just touching that material and finding what is addition, what is subtraction, like that. Even when we are taking any stories, we can in yesterday's chapter also we have seen with the help of flashcards, with the help of the sequential flashcards and all they have shown. So that will also include in self-sufficiency of developing a syllabus. Focus on more practical based instead of theoretical based of learning. Content must relevant to child's real life experience. It should reach the individual children. For example, if we have 30 children in a class, we have to focus. Each child will be different in their own perceptions. So we have to attain the individual child to reach the principles of content. So for that there are many special types, there stereotypes things will be there. Some children will be very much afraid of maths. Some children will be afraid of conversing in English and they will be having some things in their mind. This, for example, girls are more helpful than boys and boys are assumed to be stronger. That's why they have asked to move the furniture, and we also have the things that only the mother will be having the kitchen in her hand. Yes, these type of stereotype of things should be changed. So that is also comes under principles of contest. Next one is way of organizing the contest. In way of organizing contents, we have project based approaches, story based approaches, theme based approaches and electric approaches. First we will see the project based approaches. Student centered learning. Project based in the sense it is entirely the student centered learning. It encourages the students to develop their own answers. I'll give you some few examples. If we take English, if we are telling the child to make a family tree, so the child will be having a conversation with all the family members and he or she will be getting what relationship the child have with that particular person and name of the child, all these things. If we go for EVS, So when we are giving two types of plants to the child and we are telling one you just keep it inside the house and the another one keep it outside, and we can show what is the difference between those two plants. The child will be saying that the plant which I have kept inside, it is not growing, which I have kept outside, it's growing. So that type of project based things will be reaching the children. Next one is story based approaches. Involve the children directly in the learning process, helps them build own vocabulary. If I start saying my own story, you all will be very much eager to listen that, right? What comes next and what happened in the past, all those things. So like that, the children will also be very happy to listen to the stories. If a teacher is starting there is a beautiful garden, or else there is a dark forest. Once upon a time I went to a dark forest. So the child will be imagining the dark forest or the beautiful place where he or she cannot go. But the imagination will be taking them to that particular place. And for example, if even in maths also, if I am going to start the subtraction concept, I will be having, if I am showing, like I have a beautiful fish tank in my home. I am going to buy pebbles for that fish tank. So I went to a shop. I have bought 10 from the shop, but I have lost 6. While coming from the shop, I have lost 6. So what happens? This pebbles, and I have got 10 from the shop. So from that shop, while I am coming, I have lost 6. So what will be remaining? So the child will be telling how much will be in my hand. So what is the difference? What is the leftover things, leftover pebbles I have? So there I can introduce the story based approach in mathematics also. It is a powerful tool. It is a powerful tool to holistic development of a children. They foster language learning as well as emotional, social and intellectual development. And the next one is theme based approaches. First, for theme based approaches, we have to plan, we have to act after that, and then observing, and finally we have to reflect to the content. So here also I am giving one example, transport. The theme in the sense integrated learning. All the subjects must integrate to that particular concept. For example, I have taken transport. So in that transport, if an English teacher is introducing that topic, the teacher can tell what are the modes of the transport. So there the teacher will be introducing noun and various motions of transport. In that particular thing, the teacher will be introducing verbs. And the teacher can engage the child in writing activities also in one transport concept. And if I go to maths, the teacher can ask the child to count the number of buses in the school or how they are coming, or they can find out the data handling, like how many members are coming from school transport, how many are coming with the parents, how many are coming from public transport, all those things. So in that particular transport concept, maths and English was also integrated. For example, in science, the teacher can introduce how the working mechanism of the particular transport is working. In art and craft, the teacher can tell the child to draw or do some paper craft work with the waste materials, so that in one concept we are integrating all the subjects. That is theme based learning. Creative, coloring the board. The first one, in transport itself, the maths or discovery, counting the cars. And activity, stop and go game. So in activity also we can use the transport and how to stop and how to start, all those things. Music and rhymes. We have many rhymes related to transport and all. So that also we can introduce. So these are the examples which we can do the theme based learning through integrated learning. Just all the above approaches have different strengths. We do not recommend a single specific approach for the early years. It is left to schools and teachers to choose the right kind of approach to design content for learning depending on their context and needs. The teacher can identify the specific need of a child and conduct an activity according to that child is eclectic approach. So, thank you. Over to Sandhya.
Everyone, I am Sandhya. I am here to continue with the topic called Teaching Learning Materials, TLM. So, as the NCO has enlisted some few points to be noted on while choosing a TLM. So, under that, the first and foremost point while choosing a TLM is the material should be attractive as well as 100% safe for the children to use, and it should provide an adequate opportunities for the children to explore and experiment. And we can choose the materials which is available locally or which is made locally, and the teacher should make sure the TLM materials chosen would be the mixture of the TLM which is locally available or the TLM which is made by the teachers as well as the children made as well as the materials made by the children. So here the teachers can use the locally available materials like straws, coconut shell and straws to make their own TLMs, and the teacher can involve the children to make their own TLM, like allowing them to make these soft toys, puzzle boards, etc. And some of the TLMs which is available locally in the market, which can be used to introduce the mathematical concepts like place value using the arrow cards, and shape cutouts which is used to introduce the concept to understand the shapes around us. And next, to improve the quality of literacy of children, we can have reading corners in every classrooms consisting of Panchatantra stories, which enables the children to understand the traditional customs and beliefs. If the school doesn't have the infrastructure to provide or construct the library, in case we can implement the reading corners in the classroom itself. And next, including without the handmade TLMs, we can implement the technology into the TLMs, like to make sure while including the technology into the TLMs, we need to make sure that it should provide an enjoyable experience for the children, and as well as the audio based content will help the children to improve their aid language development as well as the listening skills. And video with the content, it will be beneficial with the subtitle, which enable the children to improve their language acquisition as well. And we can use the augmented reality, virtual reality into the classroom to make the children to experience the events and plays which cannot be experienced easily by at this foundational stage, for example inside the human body or on the surface of the moon. And we have different types of technology based TLM. So under that, as I told you, augmented reality plays a vital role for introducing the unfamiliar ideas for the children to understand it. And under digital environment for children, we have many TV and OTT shows are available for the children for education as well as entertaining them. And apart from this, the children, Divyang, it is a word which refers to children who has disabilities. To assess their needs, we have pre-built infrastructure like EPUB, flip books, a digitally accessible information system. DAISY, we can utilize these things to engage that type of children as well. And a few more websites which allow the teachers to engage the children in the classroom. Here a few has been enlisted here, ndgovernment.in and Vidyadan. So these websites provide access to the variety of contents in different formats for the teachers. And Bhashini is a website where assists the teachers to address each child's needs in their mother tongue. And last point under using the technology into the TLM is using of digital technology should be beneficial for the children. It should not overdose them or should not addict them to it. And next, we are moving on to books and textbooks. So here, while designing a textbooks, the panel members should make sure that these 7 disciplines should be incorporated into while designing a textbooks. The first one is discipline, pedagogy, technology, context, presentation, diversity and inclusion, as well as curriculum. And there comes a process of textbook development. So as I told you, a panel of writers, reviewers and designers should be there from the starting process of designing a textbooks. Under the panel of writers, teachers, subject experts and university faculty members should be included in the panel. And while choosing the content and pedagogy, we should make sure that learners' previous experiences and language, and further it should be enabled for further exploration as well. And under designing the textbook, the presentation is very important. So under that, we need to make sure the font size we are using as well as the language, it should be appropriate for the grade level as well as the relevant to the subject. And here comes the textbook and assessment. So as NCF enlisted that each chapter should specify the learning outcomes, whatever they are gaining from the chapter in a readable and easy manner for understandable by the teachers as well as the parents. And it should provide multiple opportunities for the teachers to assess the performance of the children. And also they have enlisted and also they have mentioned the rubrics to be mentioned for the particular assessment mentioned in the textbook as well. And the prompt space should be provided for assessing. The creditable feedback should be given for individual children as well. And the worksheets and activity sheets should be designed based on the children's ability so that they can work out without anyone's help. Then next, the textbook supporting teachers. Manual can be developed as a companion to the textbook which empower the teachers. And next comes the learning environment. So as NCF has mentioned out some suggestions to be implemented in every classrooms to engage the children actively. So here, organizing the indoor environment. So first one under that is a running blackboard. So running blackboard is helps the children to express themselves in the arts and numeracy and literacy activities. And circle. Here in the classroom's floor, we can make a concentric circle where the children can sit up for the circle time, and we can use that circle for group activities as well. And classroom displays. Here we are all displaying some classroom charts like norm charts, the classroom rules and timetable of the classroom, as well as the weather chart can be pinned up in the classroom. And corner setup. So as I mentioned, we can implement the small library concept in the classroom like reading corners. So apart from this, we have a dramatic and play corner, math corner to play puzzles and game board. And then apart from this, we have reading corner. So we can utilize the classroom in a way each corner has been utilized in a useful manner for the children. Then portfolio bags. So it is used to record each and every individual activity done by the children in the classroom. Then next, outdoor equipment and materials. So here the first one under that is sand pit. So we can allow them, the children, to play in a sand area, and which helps the children to incorporate some coordination and muscle strength benefited. And clay box will make the children more creative in their own way. And water-based activity, so we can give puring the water without spilling it, so which enables the children's coordination of muscles and concentration as well. And kitchen garden, where we can include some flowers, vegetables and roots which gives the children sensorial experiences and to understand the concept of natural environment. And outdoor play equipment, we all know it includes slides, and Caesars, and you can conduct the cricket games and all to enable the stamina, and happy teacher can create a happy classroom. Happy classroom can create a compassionate student, and compassionate student will become a peaceful student.